In a world where Kiss have retired and become avatars, Ace Frehley is still making music. He has a new solo album out called 10,000 Volts, and I've been looking forward to reviewing this because he's always been my favorite member of Kiss. Now, Ace is not really getting along with his former bandmates, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to be talking about this new album and what I think of the songs. Usually at this point in the video, I'll go into the history of the artist, but it's Ace Frehley. We all know who he is. He started in Kiss. He did Frehley's Comet, then did some more solo albums. His last solo album was Spaceman from 2018. I thought that was a good album. He's been consistent over the years. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel. He just plays fun, catchy, hard rock with lots of guitar riffs. He may not be the most technical singer. He's not the most technical guitar player, but it's Ace Frehley and we all like him. I actually would rather have him on vocals as opposed to him hiring another singer because it wouldn't be Ace. He has his very unique voice and playing style, and that's what fans want. The album was produced by Steve Brown. He plays in the band Trixter. If you remember them back in the early 90s, they had that hit back in the day with Give It To Me Good. There were 3 singles released before the album came out. The album has 11 tracks, so let's talk about them. The opening track is 10,000 Volts. This was the first single. The song was written by Ace as well as a few other collaborators. I found it interesting that Anton Fig played drums on this track. He's the guy who played drums on the first Ace Frehley solo album from 1978, and he played on the Kiss albums Dynasty and Unmasked. It's a great song. It's just very representative of his sound. I like his songs from Kiss and from Frehley's Comet. I like everything he does. His guitar solos do sound the same, but they always have over the years. And this is just Ace using his signature style. Walking on the Moon is next. This was the second single. It was interesting that Ace almost used this as the album title, but he went with 10,000 Volts instead. Thought this one had a pretty cool sound. It sounded like something from Kiss Unmasked. I also like the main guitar riff. It's almost like grungy. I like the guitar solo. Sounded like he was trying to kind of do something different. Out of these 3 singles, this was probably my least favorite of the singles, but it had that retro Kiss sound. Cosmic Heart is track number 3. It's pretty good. There was something about the guitar tone and his choice of power chords, and it gave it this really like a big sound. He has like the psychedelic and space rock interlude before the solo. The solo was the same as it usually plays, but this was another song I enjoyed. It may even be better than some of the singles. It was not my favorite song of the deep cuts, that is, but I have one deep cut that I really liked. I'll get to that later. Cherry Medicine is the 3rd single. This one also has Anton Fig on drums. This was my second favorite of the 3 singles. It has a heavy, chugging guitar sound, and when the chorus kicks in, it reminds me of some of that glam rock from the 70s. I believe the song is about his fiancée. Many of the songs are. There's one song on here that I'll talk about later, and it's not really that great, kind of cheesy, but I'll get to that. The song is good. It's enjoyable. It's memorable. It's kind of funny because he's singing the chorus and he sends the chorus. He pronounces medicine like medicine because in the next line he has to rhyme with the word some. So I thought that was funny, but it's Ace. He can get away with it. Track number 5, Back in My Arms Again. The first power ballad, it's just okay. Not one of my favorites. I like the use of the acoustic guitar strumming, but other than that, it was kind of generic, not too bad. Now, track number 6 is my favorite song on the album. It's called Fighting for Life. It's a lot heavier than the others. It's energetic. It moves at a faster pace. The lyrics tell a story about this guy named Johnny. Survive on the streets. He's in a rough neighborhood, and he makes money playing guitar for his band. It's just a great song, tells a great story. And maybe his best song in a really long time. Track number 7 is Blinded. We're coming towards the end of the album now. Pretty cool song. Starts with a vocal intro. It has like more of a glam metal sound. It has cowbells in the drumming. It's catchy. The song is about technology and AI. Ace Frehley kind of sounds like an old man talking about this topic. He's talking about cameras being everywhere and mass surveillance. It's a pretty good song. It's catchy. I like the guitar solo. And his solos kind of sound the same, but I like them. Now comes track number 8. This is the cheesiest song ever, called Constantly Cute. The title of the song came from his fiancée named Lara Cove. The lyrics are just super cheesy, just the cheesiest lyrics you'll ever hear. And he's singing about her, I'll assume, but the music is good. It reminds me of something like from Kiss Dynasty or Unmasked. The problem is the lyrics bring it down. I kind of want to know why a 71-year-old man wants to get married, but that's his business. But it's a decent song. Then we have Life of a String. This is a cover song originally by an artist that I've never heard of called Nadia. It's interesting because the original is a pop song. It was on the Transporter soundtrack. Despite the commercial sound and clean production, I like the song. I think it did a good job with this. It has a very retro 70s sound. It almost sounds like one of those ballads that Peter Criss. The penultimate song is Up in the Sky. This one was a hard rocker. The guitars reminded me of early Van Halen. The lyrics were interesting. It appears he's talking about aliens and UFOs, but this is Ace Frehley, so it could be about anything. I like the song. It was the last song is Stratosphere. It's an instrumental. Ace always ends his albums with an instrumental, even going back to his 1978 solo album. I guess it could be part of his Fractured series. It's a good song. It's very short. It's only 3 minutes. He usually lets his instrumentals go a little longer, but I think he wanted to keep the album at 40 minutes. Probably better for vinyl sales. Anyway, it's a good song. And now for my final thoughts. It's a pretty good album. It's on par with most of his other solo albums from the past years. It's not as good as his 1978 solo, but nothing ever will be. That album was a masterpiece. I like the album. It had a little bit of filler on it, but in general, it's solid. It's a short album. It's 40 minutes long. I guess the perfect size for a vinyl record. I think it's enjoyable, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments. In the meantime, last year I did a tier list for every Kiss solo album, not just the 78 ones, the ones from all the members, past and present, including Ace's albums. Check it out. It's right there. And try to guess what is number one. You probably know what it is anyway. But please like this video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you're not already. I will see you in the next one.